Camping at night. This is, I forgot the name of this lake. This is Lake something or other. Basically, a little north of Dallas. So, going to be a nice peaceful night. Hopefully, if the and it's supposed to drop a couple more few more degrees. That's gonna make it nice because it was 97 today. So getting down to the low 80s will nice comfy sleeping. Here I'm starting off early in the morning, headed into Big D, Dallas. The fish are jumping too. Seeing a number of them. So nice calm start to the day, nice and quiet. In the bustle of the big city. It's kind of weird because when night falls, the sun sets over there, and once the sun sets, you can just kind of look over there and there's the glow from Dallas, like right down there. You don't actually see it in the buildings. You don't see it in the buildings. You just see the glow of all the lights. So that's how we begin this day. Yes, starting off from Dallas. Dallas, big city, right there with Fort Worth. It's really hard to say we're just Dallas and Fort Worth begin. But after a little time in Dallas, it was off on the road. Still headed west, and this is definitely, you can start to see how the landscape is changing from the deep, the swamp and the heavy forests of East Texas and western Louisiana, and start moving into kind of more open territory. It's going to start getting drier and drier and drier, and you start seeing kind of like more open plains, kind of more how Texas is kind of visualized with movies and such. But I still have to deal with the bugs. The bugs. That's kind of just churning along. I was maybe half hour, 45 minutes north of the major highway that kind of goes through this area. And just trying to keep trugging along and just kind of and just really enjoying some of the smaller towns that are in this area. They all have like kind of unique features, and it's interesting to see how they're coming out. things about going through Texas is just how open it is and how a lot of the Texans are very kind of easygoing. I mean, when you're on the East Coast, you know, people are packed together. I mean, and from the Northeast especially, people tend to be a little bit more uptight and kind of concerned about getting their stuff done. I'm even that a little that way. But moving through here, people are a lot more lax. They tend to take their time in doing things, so you can really kind of have fun just, you know, talking with some of the people and whatnot, because some of their instincts aren't as as I would say crisp as other people's in the Northeast. It's like not more like getting stuff done, or they'll just kind of take their time in order to kind of just get it done in a timely manner and not stress themselves too much about it. At least that's my impression. Jacksboro, or something like that, Texas. It's northwest of Dallas, or Fort Worth, same city. Not a lot going on here. I mean, I think it's a town of like 3,000 people. This is the obviously the center square. They got a dentist, martial arts, bistro, a couple antiques. Just stopped to kind of gather it all in. You could really tell, like, the landscape changing. Like, you know, how forested it was. From the swampland of Louisiana, basically turns into a forest. Now it's starting to, like, dry up, and you can start seeing the trees getting lower. Pretty soon I can see it. That Southwest desert is on the horizon. This is the fun of Texas. Tons of grassy plains, a lot of ranching going on. You know, this is where they cook a mean steak. If you ever have time, get a steak from Texas. And not just from Texas, cooked in Texas. Because I don't know, maybe it's something with their grills that they put on, but they're definitely like, they seem to have a twinge to it. And that's the other thing about kind of traveling here, is that the food itself seems to taste a little better. But that could just be travel. A lot of these towns have little murals or whatnot, as you see here. And they're just fun to kind of go through. They kind of get that Wild West kind of feel with some of the architecture or whatnot. But off you go and just keep headed down. I was going to stop at Abilene, Texas this time. Didn't know anything about it. I've heard the name before, can't place anything with it, but that was the end goal here.